This is the 217 Recovery Podcast with Corey Winfield.
Thank you for calling Progressive Commercial Sales. My name is Patrick. How can I help you? Hello? Caller, are you there?
What? That was on my voicemail. Is that a new tactic?
Yeah, they need to get their together.
Yeah, I don't know. That was a weird one. They called me. It went to my voicemail, and that's what I got. I don't know.
Maybe this is training day.
It could have been. Maybe that's a sign from God.
Right. Could be.
Maybe I should call them. I don't know. That was from like this summer, so I should just call him, like, hey, how's it going, man? You still there? How's benefits working out? No, it is the 217 Recovery Podcast, 27th of December, 2020. My name is Corey Winfield.
Marnie Winfield here.
And today was the day.
Mm-hmm.
It was my turn for the in-laws. My first ever in-law visit. And we'll get into that here in just a minute, but I just kind of want to explain some stuff. If this is the first time you're listening to a podcast, well, welcome. But we are in early recovery. You know, I just got my 2 years a couple weeks ago. So it's new to us. You know, Marnie and I just were married on the 12th of December. So doing these things that normal people probably do sometimes in their 20s or 30s, you know. Well, I'm 42, and this is the first time doing this. So we're opening our world and kind of sharing it with other people, and that's kind of what we do on the podcast. And it helps people in early recovery, so we're told. It also helps people who are family members of people who are in recovery or struggling with active addiction, you know, substance use disorder. They listen, and it kind of gives them insight on what's going through our minds sometimes. And Marnie and I aren't afraid to pretty much share everything. So that's kind of what we do, and appreciate you listening. If this is your first time, if this is your third or 100th time, well, we appreciate you too.
Thanks for coming back.
Yes. But so Marnie went to my family's Christmas get-together, and that was held in Coloma, Michigan. And that was on Christmas Eve. And we came home Christmas, and, well, now it was time to go to Sutton's Bay. And I was all super excited about it. I didn't try to get out of it too much.
No, not at all.
Well, I mean, what if I had COVID? You know, I was going through, you know, just, hey, I'd feel really bad. I'd be upset if I got somebody COVID did.
I was like, it's a good thing you don't have COVID then.
But I mean, I don't know. I mean, I wear the masks, and I don't go to restaurants no more. So I don't know, but you know, never know.
Yeah, he was reaching for a second for excuses, but not for real.
No, you're funny though. You're like, well, you don't have to go if you don't want to.
Yeah, you had me for a minute, because I was like, if he's
honey.
really going to keep talking like this, I'm just going to come back with like...
See, the problem is you don't really mean that. Like, 'cause
I know.
if you mean that, I'll take you up on it. But see, you don't mean that.
See, but that's the other thing, is you really did not want to go. You wanted to go.
I don't know. Yeah, I did. I did want to go. And you're right, because we were talking about this earlier. With my family, there were more people. Mm-hmm. You know, of course, I've met your sister before and her husband, but they weren't there. It was just, you know, your mom and family friend and your brother and his family. Mm-hmm. So it was a lot smaller, less kids, and they were older. Mm-hmm. So they were running around all wild ass. But your mom does have a puppy. Mm-hmm. Who she does run around all wild ass, so kind of balances it out. I looked at your sister-in-law, and she was like, no, the dog's getting a stocking, the dog's, and I just kind of looked over like, yeah. And it's like, give somebody get it, you know, and these are like these older stockings that have been in your family for generations.
Forever.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, since we were kids.
And she's like, the dog's eating it. And I just had no, like, yeah. And she just kind of looked like, Well, you didn't jump up off the couch.
No,
I was
same thing that my brother was like, yeah, well.
No, I was like, see, I got nephews, and they taught me well. Like, they're running around doing stuff, and I'm like, you're gonna break your leg. All right, well, they fall, they break their leg. That's on them, you know. They learn the hard way. What?
Nothing.
I'm the uncle.
Right.
Uncle Corey's
Some of the
not.
things would be different if
daddy.
if it was dad.
Yeah,
Right.
if I was dad, yeah, because then I have a say in, you know, snatching them up. Like, why are you running around being wild ass? Like, how about we just settle down, open some presents? Like, I get it, you're a kid. I get it, you want to, you know, have some fun. But look, you know, like, running around where you're going to break your leg is not going to be tolerated. That's what I'll say. Tolerated in this household. So, yeah. I just looked and was like, yeah, I got nephews, and I realized quickly that's not my job. That's not my concern. Mm-hmm. You know, whoever's stocking that is, that's on them.
Let's talk more about stockings.
Yes. What are you wearing?
Sexual relationship.
Not those kind of stockings. No, my family's tradition is to hide stockings. When we got older and the Santa phase was kind of over and done with, my mom took up this tradition of just giving us stockings, because most of the time when you're older, it becomes more like gift cards and things like that and smaller gifts. So she would hide them from us throughout the house, very strategically, mind you, and we would have to go look for them. And so you, being a new member of the family, got to go and find your stocking.
Mm-hmm.
How long did it take you to find your stocking?
Okay, well, here's the thing. There was like 7 or 8 stockings with all the people in the house. You don't really search for your own. You're just looking around the house for a stocking.
Right.
So it was like an Easter egg hunt. I know it was weird. I'm not gonna lie, it was very weird.
Well, Carrie warned you.
She
My
did.
sister-in-law
Bless her
warned
heart.
you.
I like her a lot.
Yeah.
And I was just like, okay. And I kind of made a joke because they could be hidden all over the house. And her thing was, when she did this for the first time, was like, I don't even know you people, and I'm supposed to go like through your house and look for stuff, you know? And I was like, man, let's go right to her, like, your mom's master bedroom, and start just opening up her panty drawers and stuff, you know? I'm like, hey, what are we looking for here?
Jeez.
Looking for a stocking, you know? Like, I don't know. It just seemed weird.
No, you just made it weird, but...
Well, no, because, I mean, tell me people aren't listening right now. They're like, Corey, you're right.
No, it
You know,
was like...
You're going to let people go through your stuff?
Look in the dryer. Maybe it's in the dryer. Look in the, kitchen drawers. Maybe it's in the kitchen drawers.
And what took her so long to wrap all that? I mean...
Probably
anyway,
because not zero was done before.
Another... Yeah, I don't know. My family wins, but that's fine.
Oh, wins? Is that what this is?
Well, I'm just saying, like, it was a good time. But yeah, it was, the meal was amazing. That was fun. Mm-hmm. I like to eat.
So if we're doing a point system, since you're so into, point systems.
Okay. What's the scale?
Creativity level? Yours family's Christmas versus my family's Christmas?
Well, see, you weren't at a normal one.
This is my normal.
Oh, well, normally we have like aunts and everybody there.
I said creativity.
I don't know. Like, my family's pretty creative. I even getting together. Like, I mean, I don't know. How many points am I supposed to give, yours or mine?
Both. Out of 10.
Creativity. I don't know. I guess having odd, well, I don't think there was anything creative at my family's thing. that I remember.
I thought both of the get-togethers were amazing. Mm-hmm. So I was just kidding about the point system.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really know. Like, but normally there's like some stupid game which I hate at my family's, and it's just like, oh, and then my mom gets all worked up sometimes and starts yelling at people, and that becomes comical to some point. We're like looking at our cousins. They're like, "Oh, we told you not to go there,
right?"
But you unleashed the beast. So, yeah, I don't know. They were different, but I have some questions. We're gonna do it on the vlog, which is it's a blog with video, but I don't know if I feel like messing around with that. You're busy, you got work, so I can ask you some hard-hitting questions right now.
Sure.
Okay, you consider yourself somebody who pays attention to detail, right? For the most part.
For the most part, yeah.
Okay. What was the name of the book my mom received for my brother Jerry?
Cox. What Grandma doesn't know about Cox.
Close. It was Cox. What Grandma loves most about.
Okay, so I was right.
So, what do you think she liked most about that book?
Absolutely nothing.
Wow.
That it was something to talk about.
Well, first of all, let's tell the audience it was a cookbook about chicken. Mm-hmm. Because the way you're making it seem pretty dirty.
No.
He worded it. All right. So, that was kind of funny. Did you hear what she said? She mentioned somebody in the family's beard. And she said it looked like a blink. I don't know if you were there for that.
I don't think I was there for that.
I don't have a kitty cat meow either. Meow. Just kidding.
Man.
All right, sorry. I don't really know. I just really wanted to just see if you remember the name of that book.
I did remember though.
Nothing going after that. But yeah, it's nice though to get together with family. Unfortunately, we had some family members that weren't there, but at the same time, you were able to video chat. I was able to video chat with my brother, and you with your sister. So it was pretty good little Christmas, pretty good little get together. The stocking though, I have to go back to that. So when you were a kid, you passed the Santa Claus phase, and then you started getting stockings. Were you like you can't really fit a lot of big gifts in there,
right? Like
a Nintendo 64 wouldn't go in there.
We weren't getting that stuff anymore.
Oh, dang. When Santa Claus stopped coming to the house?
I don't know.
Like 15, 16?
No, like 12, 13.
Dang, that's still pretty old. Well, you didn't get a Nintendo?
Well, I mean, Santa Claus stopped coming when I was like 9. But see, Shayna was younger than me, so we still played it out for a few years.
Well, so you just didn't get Nintendos and stuff like that, or did you just have to just get that for a birthday, or you guys have to go?
No, I mean we got like kids gifts, like they would wrap like stuff like that. It would be for all of us. It was not ever for usually like one person. But when Dorian was older, like he's the first one who got a Nintendo, and then I played not, but he had an Atari before that.
Yeah. It just seems like you missed out on a lot of big gifts.
Maybe. Are you
okay? Do you think that's what maybe started the substance use?
Whoa, you're reaching Christmas for that. No, no. My childhood was good. I was very blessed in my childhood, and my parents, I had my parents got divorced when I was younger, and there was dysfunction. My dad was an alcoholic. So that was a struggle, because, I still obviously loved my dad, and I didn't understand the disease. I wasn't, you can't, kids don't. And then when I did stand it, I helped him hide it. I pretended it wasn't real. I pretended it wasn't around, and I did my best to mask it to the rest of the world right along with him. And looking back, I can't say any kid would really know how to do any different than what I did, which is sad. And that brings up a good point, is kind of what my brother brought up. My brother and my sister-in-law tonight, to both of us, was talking about, like, in our hindsight, using, what we know, is what advice would we give to family members about what to share or not to share, or how to share about addiction with their children. Like, is there a when? Is there a what to say? Or is there a how to say it? And it was really, they were on the edge of their seats, literally, wanting to know what we had to say about that. And I don't know. My input was, because, we don't have kids yet, but in my thought process would be that kind of, I just used kind of how I got around my parents and how I shut them out. Because that's the thing, is I went out of my way to keep them out of my life and not know how bad things were. And then they had an idea that things were bad, but they didn't know for sure. And by that point, the damage was done. It was like, I was too grown up enough to get that kind of help, because I didn't really know what I was getting into. But it was a good conversation, and talked about communicating with your kids and knowing, and being realistic, and basically educating the crap out of everything, is what Carrie said. My sister-in-law was like, we talk to our kids about everything, good, bad, the ugly, because it's the world. And they want them to be prepared for what's out there and how real addiction is. And, especially genetics-wise, that, you're susceptible if close, immediate family members have substance use issues. Keep an eye out for it.
And when we grow up too, and I think it's great that they're already talking to their kids about it. And that's one of the things I said, education, educate them, and don't wait for the schools to do it, do it yourself. And, your sister-in-law, she is a teacher, and she, yep. She understood, like, yeah, at school you can only teach this and this, but you really have to educate your own kids. You can't really leave it up to somebody else. But with that said, though, like, when we were growing up and we look at our parents and we think they're perfect, we grow up and then we realize sometimes they're not. And that can be a real rude awakening for us sometimes too, especially when we're young and there's a divorce involved. And now, mom's over here, dad's over here. Sometimes they're fighting. Sometimes, for different people, it might be a great split and what's best for everybody. But there is still some pain involved. I know I was a young child when my parents split, but looking at them like they're perfect, and then, realizing later in life that no, they're not. And when I, hopefully, if God determines I can have children, that I'll be able to break it down, to my son or daughter, like, look, daddy is damn near perfect, but he's not. And daddy made some mistakes along the way, but here's what we can do. We can open this line of communication where and I've heard my mom probably said to me too, you talk to me about anything, but I couldn't. No, not about that, but to just have talks about addiction, and just have those talks before, they get into it. And will they drink? Probably. You know, hopefully they won't drink for every reason under the sun like I used to do. But, you know, maybe they won't. Maybe they'll go, you know what? Dad, shoot me right on this one. But to say that they'll never try it is kind of silly, especially the way, you know, it's pushed down people's, I don't want to say throat, but thrown at people and pushed right in our face, you know, all the time, you know, and peer pressure and all that. But I don't know. Maybe things will be different in 15, 20 years.
Yeah, I think they will be.
I hope so. Because I think the education part of it and just having those talks, you know, like if I tell you, well, obviously your husband, so it'd be different, but if I were to tell my kid, hey, you can talk about anything, and I just walk away, I don't think that does justice, you know. And again, I'm not a parent, but if I were going to do that, I would say, hey, you know, let's talk about addiction. And I would talk to him about addiction and then say, look, if there's anything you ever need to know, any questions you ever have, you come see me and we'll look it up together. You know, we'll figure it out. But don't ever, you know, be afraid to ask for help.
Right.
You know, I'm your man. I'm the guy. I get it. And that way I think it leaves it a lot more in his court or her court, and they can go, okay, you know, Dad's knowledgeable about that. You know, it's just like if someone was going to fix a car, they wouldn't come to me. Like, hey, Corey, what do you do with this car? I don't know, take it to this shop over here. That's what I do. But other people who are mechanics, hell yeah, let's go see them. You know, they're experts in it. And not that I'm an expert in it in recovery, but I've lived it. I know what I've gone through personally. And other people, it's different, you know, but it's still the same addiction. It's still the same thoughts that are going through our brain of, ooh, I need more now, you know, and the struggle, the guilt, the crying, the letting people down. I've been there. I know what that feels like. It's horrible. You know, I feel like I'd rather die sometimes. And that was, you know, a part of my life that I had to go through to be where I'm at today and to appreciate life to the fullest like I am today. And I appreciate going to your families for Christmas. I was joking earlier and trying to give you a hard time, but no, I really did. I appreciated going there, and just something like that. For other people might be like, we're just going to the in-laws, but it's different, you know, for me, because I can appreciate it now, and it's not just going to the in-laws, you know. And yeah, there's some awkward moments in there because, you know, these are people I'm just getting to know, and that's how you get to know those people. You know, have those awkward moments or those weird situations, or, you know, a good laugh at someone else's expense. But I don't know. It was fun and it's good, and that's why I really do enjoy the things that I do today, is because I had to go through all that. And yeah, just talk to your kids though in a better way than just, you can talk to me about anything. Yeah. Okay, Dad. I have questions about anything, I'll come see you. I'm not gonna do it. And I think that's, and you know, my mom probably was like, you can talk to me about sex. I'm not going to do it. Right. And it depends what kind of relationship you have with your mother and your father. You know, maybe, and I'm, again, talking to kids and they're probably not even listening, but if they have a better relationship with one or the other, you know, fill them out. And I don't know, I guess that's all I have today. I'm tired. We're doing this like at 11:35.
Yeah, I know. I'm exhausted.
Yeah.
It was a great Christmas though, and great holiday at both events with family, and yeah. So.
Yeah, thanks for sticking through this one. I do appreciate it. I do anyway. But we'll be back on Tuesday with another podcast, and there's some things I'm thinking about doing, and they're exciting things, and I can't wait to share them. So tune in Tuesday for that.
All right.
Otherwise, get the app. It's free. It's in your stores. And go to 217recovery.com if you need info on resources, sober living, where to live.
Pathways, meetings.
I guess I just said the same thing in different words.
That's okay. You're tired.
Yeah. You need some food. There's some stuff that you need, some clothes. Women need some help. There's resources there. So yeah. Check it out, 217recovery.com. We'll talk to you Tuesday.
Good night.
See ya.